All right, Brenda, if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
When God called my husband and our family to the Light Church, there was a lot of unknown. I was comfortable where I was, and I didn't want to go. And when God spoke to me and told me, go where I send you, I knew He meant the Light. And so we came into the Light, and not even a couple months later, I had a very tragic health scare. And they surrounded me and loved me and my family like they had known us all my life. And so when you come to the Light Church, expect to be loved like they've known you all of your life.
Okay, so if you had one thing you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
The Light is about love, showing love to each other, the community, sharing the love of God, and that's my favorite thing about this church.
Anybody who has a preconceived notion about a church being judgmental or hypocritical, you need to throw that out the window, because this is the one place you can fit in no matter what point you are in your life. That's it in a sentence.
I think that'd be good for
Oh
the...
man, it wasn't recorded.
Oh my goodness.
I am not doing that again. That was enough for me.
All right, so if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
Come as you are. I mean, there's all sorts of different people here. We all get along. We are all a great family, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah? Okay. All right, Adam, if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
It's really loving church. I like it, and our preacher's really good, and he's funny, and he likes to talk about a lot.
All right, Mikey, so if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
Man. Well, if you go to church here, you already know like what we're about, so I feel like I'm mostly talking to the people that maybe don't go here full time or are thinking about trying to find a church. And I feel like we speak for ourselves when you walk through the door, so you may already know a little bit about how you can feel so welcome. I'm personally not a good welcomer. I don't know why. I just get nervous about like people that are coming in the door new, because I know sometimes people like want to try it out and then like not be noticed if they don't like it and don't come back. But as far as like the other people in our church, you just feel at home. Like as soon as you walk in the door, you feel at home. And I think it's really cool how we're all family. Like I literally feel like this is my family. Like they say, your church family. And there's even been instances where like you don't always like your family. Well, you don't always like your church family, but like things just end up being better than they were before, because this is such a place where you can come and you can put your feelings on the table and talk about things and work through them and grow together. And I think that's really cool, and I think that's really special, because not all churches are like that.
So, Chris, if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would that be?
I would say definitely get plugged in, and definitely go out of your comfort zone and do those things. Like even if you don't know how to do them, just get plugged in somewhere. Like I feel like my relationship with God and with the church and with everything has grown so much by just jumping in and saying, all right, I'm going to do this, I don't know how to run the sound, but I'll, push this button up and down until it sounds good, so.
All right, so Toby, if you had one thing that you could say to the people that are watching this video, what would it be?
I say just do it, man. Throw it all out on the line. Jump in, both feet, don't stick your toes in. Just give it up to him and just enjoy the ride. It's probably the most incredible thing you'll ever do.
All right, Nate, if you had one thing you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
Well, first of all, if God's put it on your heart to get involved in something, just take that step and do it. I never would have imagined, like I said, that the church would be where it's at, and I'm just so thankful that I got involved in the church and the church's mission early on, and I've been able to really experience so many of God's blessings.
All right, so if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
I think what I would say is to be obedient to God and to persevere when you think that even in the good times, because there's going to be times when everything's going awesome and you are moving forward and progressing and you feel like you're in line and everything's going great, and then you're going to be hit and with something you feel like maybe you've gone off track, or maybe this isn't God's will and you're let down. But I just would tell you to persevere and keep being obedient to God, and He's going to reward that. And I think just bless you for staying in His will and being obedient. So.
All right, if you had one thing that you could say to the people watching this video, what would it be?
I would tell them that if God puts something on your heart and you pray about it and you know that is from God and that He wants you to do that, to not give up on it, because He put it there for a reason, and to remember that moment, because there are going to be times when it might not feel like you're listening correctly or that that's what needs to happen. But if you truly put on your heart to stick to it, because amazing things will happen, and I can't imagine where I personally would be, where my family would be, what today would look like if it wasn't for the Light Church and if we wouldn't have been obedient to what God had called us to do.